It's essential to protect the vehicle prior to starting a headlight restoration. Cover the entire engine compartment with a heavy canvas tarp. Use a 2-inch blue painter's masking tape to mask around the headlights. And use a masking film to cover some of the vehicle. While many customers would not be concerned or even notice a bit of dust or a few drops of polish, it is always our goal to leave the customer's vehicle in better condition than when we found it. Thoroughly wet the surface of each headlight lens with Clean to Prep. Wait 10 seconds and wipe clean with a lint-free paper towel. Avoid getting Clean to Prep on painted surfaces. If this occurs, spritz with clean water and wipe dry immediately. Explain to the customer that damage below the surface of the lens and contaminants inside the light cannot be removed by sanding and polishing. Sanding the headlights is a multi-step process that first removes the factory protective coating, oxidation, and contaminants from the surface of the headlight lens. After each sanding step, the lens should be smooth and clean. Begin by attaching the foam interface pad to the backing plate on the Randon Orbit sander. Attach a 320 grit sanding disc to the interface pad and make sure it's properly centered. Using speed setting number 5, sand the lens with light pressure until you have achieved a surface that is white in color with no yellowed polycarbonate visible. Sand evenly using long strokes with light pressure, keeping the sanding tool moving at all times for approximately 2 minutes. Spray the lens with Clean to Prep or clean water and wipe dry to remove sanding dust. The lens now should be smooth, white, and uniform in appearance. Repeat this step as often as necessary until the desired results are achieved. Next is the 500 grit. Follow the same basic procedure as with the 320 grit. It's critical to remove all the sanding marks from the 320 disc with the 500 disc before proceeding to the 800 grit disc. Repeat the sanding, cleaning, and inspection process with 800 grit disc. Sanding correctly and completely with the 500 and 800 grit discs will have the greatest impact on the final result of your headlight restoration by minimizing swirl marks prior to the polishing step. Repeat the sanding, cleaning, and inspection process with the 1200 grit disc. Repeat the sanding, cleaning, and inspection process with the 1500 grit disc. With each sanding step, the lens should become a bit smoother and easier to see through, but will still appear slightly opaque prior to polishing with the 3000 grit disc. Using speed setting number 6, use the same procedure to sand the lens. Polish with a 3000 grit polishing disc until the lens is clear. Spray the lens with water and wipe clean. Repeat polishing and cleaning until satisfactory results are achieved. After polishing with the 3000 grit disc, wet the entire lens with Clean to Prep and wipe the lens clean and dry with a lint-free towel, removing all dust. A bonus step that will take your restoration to the next level is polishing with the Delta Kit's Premium Polishing Compound, sold separately. Delta Kit's Premium Polishing Compound is a water-based product used to remove fine scratches and swirl marks left from the 1500 to 3000 grit sanding discs and polishing pads prior to the coating application. For optimal results, Delta Kits recommends applying with the Makita Electronic Variable Speed Vertical Polisher or an equivalent rotary polishing tool with a Delta Kits 3-inch foam polishing pad. Apply the compound to the area to be polished. As you begin, apply firm pressure. Move the polisher side to side across the area, spread evenly. Alternate between horizontal and vertical strokes. Spray the lens with water if needed to prevent the polish from drying out before completed. Continue polishing until desired scratches and swirl marks have been removed to your satisfaction. Wipe clean, the lens must be completely dry before applying the headlight restoration coating. Infinity 4-Part headlight restoration coating is mixed to a 4:1 ratio. Measure 12 milliliters of Part A into the mixing cup. Add 3 milliliters of Part B. Mix thoroughly, being careful not to incorporate any air bubbles into the coating. After mixing, the coating will have a pot life of approximately 1 hour. However, when applied to the lens in a thin coat, the coating will begin to cure immediately with a working time of 15 to 20 seconds. Fold the lint-free towel into a square shape that will fit inside the mixing cup. And dip it into the coating solution until saturated but not dripping. Using even strokes that overlap slightly, apply the coating to the lens, starting at the top and using horizontal strokes. Be sure to inspect the lens from multiple angles to ensure complete coverage. Avoid excess wiping and runs by moving quickly across the entire surface of the lens without stopping. A thin coating is all that is required. Coat the entire lens within 20 seconds to avoid streaking. It is normal to see wipe marks from the paper towel immediately after application. If the lens has been slightly and evenly coated with no drips or runs, the white marks will self-level and become invisible when the lens is dry to the touch. Don't forget to clean the mixing cup and graduated cylinder using Clean to Prep and a clean paper towel after each use. Allow approximately 30 minutes for Infinity 4.1 to air dry. On a wet or very humid days, a slightly longer cure time may be required. The coating should be dry to the touch before cleaning up and allowing the vehicle to be driven. Circulating air over the lenses will accelerate the curing time by as much as 50%. A simple fan works well for this, and a combination of heat and air will provide the fastest dry time. Advise the customer to wait at least 24 hours before washing their car to prevent damage to the coating.